Yeah. Um, Today's session is about creating custom visuals in Power BI using Node.js, R, and TypeScript. So, coming to the agenda, we'll first see why we need custom visuals in Power BI, because already there are lots of built-in visuals that are part of Power BI. Then we'll move on to two demos. First demo is about creating custom visuals using Node.js and R. And we'll be talking about what are the current limitations on this type of creating custom visuals. And then we finally go to demo 2, where we'll create custom visuals using Node.js and TypeScript. So this is in this slide, you can see right in the left, I have created a scatter plot using cars dataset, where I have just used MPG and horsepower to create this scatter plot using built-in visuals of Power BI. In the right side, I have created using Node.js and R, I have created a similar scatter plot, but using R script. The main difference you can see is like I have highlighted something in yellow here, which is nothing but I have imported Plotly related features into this particular image so that we can use these advanced features while interacting with this image. We are going to see what are those advanced features when I start the demo. So these are the main reasons why we need custom visuals. So the first thing is like, as you know, to build new visuals that are not part of Power BI inbuilt software. So this particular first goal will be achieved using TypeScript and Node.js. And the next two points, like to use more popular and flexible advanced features in Power BI using robustly built visualization packages such as ggplot and Plotly. We can import advanced features of ggplot2 and Plotly into Power BI that we are going to see in the demo. And also we can visualize the outputs of statistical and machine learning algorithms. So now I'm going to show the demo. Can you guys see my screen? So here I have created a built-in visual of Power BI, whatever I've shown in the slides. So I just used MPG, HP, and model to create this visual.
Hi, Kedar.
We are seeing the PPT actually. I'm not sure if that's one.
Now, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Power BI desktop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here you can see, right? I just used inbuilt Power BI scatter plot to create this, whatever I have shown in the slides. I just used MPG column, HP column, and model to give the legend. So you can see here there are some of the instances where you can see there is an overlap, everything. So usually in Power BI, what we'll do is we'll go to focus mode so that it can be zoomed in, so we can see everything. So similar chart can also be created using R. So if you see in the visualizations, there is something called R script visual, right? So we can use that thing. So if you go click on this R script, you will be able to write this R specific code here. So what I did here is just I imported ggplot2, and I have written this ggplot code where it will use the data that is flowing from Power BI and create this scatter plot. So in ggplot, we just, for creating scatter plot, we need to use this specific function called geom_point. So I just use this geom_point and given what are the x-axis and what are the y-axis and what is the legend I needed. And I also given the title as MPG and HP by model. So this is the one of the way to incorporate R code into Power BI. but I have said we can import Plotly features also into Power BI, right? But in this visual, we are not able to see that. So for that, we need to build R plots outside Power BI and import into Power BI. So one of such plots is this one. So it take a little bit of time because the R code that runs in the background need to be run. So if you see here, so these options are part of Plotly. So I can use just zoom in feature to zoom into any particular overlap. So for example, there is an overlap here. I can directly zoom there. If I double click, it will come to the original state. So this kind of features can be used, or else there are some more advanced features like label comparisons. So this kind of things we can, like if there are nearby points, we can use this label comparison thing, or else you can pan the scale itself to move this. So if your main Power BI dashboard has very small space, every time client don't need to go use focus mode to expand it. If you are able to create this Plotly a kind of ggplot images, they can easily use it. But this is just a small extension on top of the Power BI built-in features. But we can create even more advanced features like this one. So here, this particular blue line is a linear regression model, which I have created using ggplot. So I'm going to share you how to create these visuals from from command prompt. So can you guys see my command prompt? Hello?
Yes, Kedar.
Yes, Kedar.
Yeah. So to create these custom visuals, first in your system, you need to install Node.js. After installing Node.js, you need to install a package called Power BI Viz package. So how to install Power BI Viz package is nothing. You need to run this command npm install Power BI. So if you run this command, automatically the Power BI Viz package will get created into your system. So I have already installed the Power BI Viz package into this, so I don't want to disturb the old setup. So I'm not running this, but you can find these commands in Power BI custom visual documentation in the Microsoft Docs. So first what we need to do is we need to create a package, Power BI visual package. So for that, the command is so I just need to run this Power BI Viz new for creating new package. Prediction 2 is the name of the visual I am going to create, -t or HTML. So whatever the extensions are there, right? So that indicates what type of custom visual we are going to create. So RHTML indicates I'm creating a R type of custom visual. So it says that creating a new visual, installing packages, then visual creation complete. So this creates a template visual. So now I will show you how it looks like. Can you guys see my Visual Studio code?
Yes, Kedar.
Yeah. From here, we need to navigate to the folder where we have created that prediction 2 folder. Just open that. So after opening that, you can see like all projects, you will have these many source files. So here the main part is there is a script.r file will be created. If you see here, by default, when we run any new package, this iris based qplot will be already generated. So for creating new visuals, what we need to do is we just need to replace this actual code part with our own code. So that is the main essence of it. Whatever the new R related custom visuals we are going to create, we just remove this thing and replace with our new R code. So for that, we can use either this Visual Script to edit our R codes, or else we can use RStudio. So I'm just sharing my RStudio. So this is the prediction related plot which I have shown you in the Power BI, right? So what I did is, like, in the place of actual code, I have written only this few lines of the code. So first, what we need to do is we need to connect Power BI with this particular R script. So this values is nothing but the data that is flowing from Power BI. We need to assign this values data frame to any data frame which we want to use further. So I'm just using this value, assigning this values data frame to cars. Cars is equal to values. So after that, this cars data frame I'm using to create this linear model, where MPG is the, I'm going to predict MPG using weight, displacement, and horsepower. So I wrote this linear model. Then I'm predicting what will be the outputs from this model. Then I'm using this ggplot to visualize my predicted values. So I have stored the predicted values in df2 data frame. I am using the df2 data frame in this ggplot and giving x and y axis the prediction variable, and in x axis I'm using only one variable to visualize from perspective of weight. Then whatever the line that is going to be created for the prediction line, right, I'm giving the color as blue. So on top of that, I'm going to display all the data points of actual data of the cars data set. So what I need to do is, like, first I need to write this code, then I need to just save it in place of so this is the prediction.2, right? So I just need to, in this script, I'm just having this thing, right? I just need to replace these lines of code in place of this. Now I need to save into the same location. So now our script has the prediction algorithm. So after writing our code and saving it into the same folder, we need to run one more command called Power BI Viz PSEKG package. It says that it is throwing error. Can you guys see my command prompt?
Yes.
Yeah, it is throwing error because we need to move into this prediction2 directory that we created. I'm just cd . So here you can see all the R script that we just saved and some other files. So here what we need to do is, like, we need to specify our configuration files as well. So there is a file called Power BI viz.json in our folder. So in here, we can change some of the settings. So can you see here, there is a name and display name. We can change the display name to whatever name we wanted to be appeared in Power BI desktop. Then there are some mandatory columns like description. We just need to give some description. Then this support URL is also a mandatory thing, but it doesn't affect anything with our creation of visuals. Just you can give a random some string for support URL and get URL as well. For your name, if you want to give your name, you can give your name and email also. You can give your email, but these are just mandatory. But you just need to give some random strings. You just need to save this. After saving this, we need to go to our command prompt, and now we need to run Power BI Viz package. Now, whatever the R code we have run, right? So that will be compiled and Power BI visualization image like file will be generated in our thing. So if you see here, it shows done, compiled successfully. So now what we need to do is, if you see in our folder, right, there is a folder called DAST. Inside that, you can see something called .Power BI Viz visual. We need to import this .PBI Viz into our Power BI. And before that, I just want to show one more thing. There is something called asset. Here, there is an icon of spanner and screwdriver. This can be replaced. I will just show you how this is going to be useful. So can you guys see my Power BI desktop?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you see here under visualizations, there is some 3 dots on. We can see on hovering it, get more visuals. What we need to do is, like, we need to click on that and import a visual from a file. Option will be there. So we just need to click on that and we need to press import. So we need to go to the location where we have created our visualization through this prediction. Inside DAST, there is this Microsoft Power BI custom visual will be there. We just need to select this and open. So this will show import custom visual is imported. So here you can see lots of this custom visual icons. So these icons can be replaced with your own icons in that project. So the recent custom visual we have created is prediction 2. So we just need to click this. So it will appear in our window. Then we need to supply whatever the columns that are needed for the R script. So in our RStudio, we need to open the RStudio and see what are the columns that we have used. So we used MPG, weight, displacement, horsepower, and model. So we need to select all those columns in here. So I'm selecting MPG, weight, model, horsepower, displacement. So now this data will flow into this chart, and chart will send this data into R code. So it just ran now and created this visual. So on top of this, I have made some more changes. So this is like already I have built I built this beforehand. So you can, I have used cylinder, gears, and number of carburetors as our slices. So what we can do is, like, you can just select, if you want to see how MPG and weight are related for only 8-cylinder vehicles, you can just select them. So automatically only the data will be filtered and transferred to the R code, and the model will be dynamically start refreshing. So like that, you can have multiple combinations. You can see, like, you can see like 6-cylinder, five gears. If you want to see, you can just select them. You can see this loading page, right? This indicates that dynamically the data got passed to the R code and it will start running. So if you see, for this combination, there is only one data point. So the line didn't get selected. We can select more data. So now the linear regression model is dynamically created here. So by using this, like, we can publish this to our Power BI surveys, and we can give it to the client so that they can use this for multiple combinations, so that they don't need to create this linear regression model for different use cases. They can manipulate this filters, and they can visualize what is the output. So this is just a cars data set, but you can use in your projects to bring in your own models into this and use them. So I have published this Power BI PBIX file into Power BI surveys, and I'll just show that. So this is the Power BI server. Can you guys see my Power BI workspace?
Yes, Kedar.
Yeah. So this is the code I just shown you in Power BI desktop. Now you can see those all the things can be seen in Power BI server as well. So the main disadvantage here is the loading times are a little bit, it will take more time, because every time the R code need to be run in the background. That is why it is taking more time. But the advantage is that the more complex models for different combinations of filters can be visualized without running again and again using RStudio. So here, whatever I have shown you in Power BI desktop, right, that you can see here. So I just want to show you one more thing. Same prediction, this visual I have tried to publish here, but it is showing something here. It is saying NLS.multistart is currently unavailable. What I did is, I just want to expand my code to use multistart. So multistart is nothing but, if you want to dynamically start your linear regression model and go to more number of iterations and find the optimal model, we can use this NLS.multistart package to do that. But when I use this, the Power BI server is saying that currently it is not. Currently, NLS.multistart is currently unavailable. So the main caveat here is, like, all the Power BI, R packages cannot be used into Power BI server. The workaround what we have found out is, you can go to the GitHub source code of this open source packages. We can copy that particular function into your R code. Then you can run that instead of a package in the form of a function. So in that way, you can achieve the functionality. But the main thing is, as we are having more and more functions in our R script, it will take even more time. But we can visualize even more powerful algorithms. So as part of that, I have created one more little bit advanced algorithm output here. So let it load. So this is the output of clustering algorithm on top of Iris dataset. So this is the output. You can see, right? This is one particular cluster. This is one particular cluster, and this is one particular cluster. So I'm able to visualize this in Power BI using the custom visual I have created. Now I'll show you the code for that. So this is the code. I am just using the values that are flowing from Power BI. I'm storing that into Iris data, Iris underscore data variable, and I'm using that as part of my clustering algorithm. So you can use this to visualize more advanced algorithms as well. So this is how we can create our R and Node.js based custom visuals. So this is very useful when our clients want to visualize some of the statistical models or machine learning models outputs, like they want to see dynamically like for different kinds of combinations of filters. If they want to visualize the models, they can use this method using Power BI as well. So this comes to the end of demo one. So so as discussed, the current limitations are Power BI server doesn't support all R packages. Instead of that, what we need to do is like we need to copy the functionality from the source code, and we need to copy inside our R script. Then custom visuals load very slow compared to Power BI inbuilt visualizations. This happens because every time the data need to flow into R code, and that R code need to be run. So if you increase the number of functions in your R code, or if you are running a more complex algorithm, right, it will take more time. That is one of the main limitations that are there here. Then we can move on to the second demo, creating custom visuals using Node.js and TypeScript. So this is even more advanced than whatever we have seen in the demo one, because using Node.js and TypeScript, you can even create, this is like MATLAB. You can create your own shapes. If you want to create hexagon or pentagon in your Power BI, you can create that shapes using TypeScript and Node.js. So this gives utmost like more granular level control to your visuals. But the main thing is, right, you need to write more code in here, more object-oriented code here. So the main idea behind Node.js and TypeScript based custom visuals is nothing but we are going to create a web page and create whatever the shapes we wanted in that web page and publish back to Power BI server. So I'll just show you. I'm not going to go deeper onto this this concept, but I'll just show you. There is a way to create even more customized visuals. So to create that, what we need to do is, previously we have run Power BI. Here we have ran the extension -t R HTML to create R-based custom visuals. But for creating TypeScript-based custom visuals, we just need to run only Power BI Viz new prediction 2, but like only the name. So I just ran this. So it is creating the packages, the base templates and packages that are required. So it will create that for us. like using TypeScript, it needs more packages. That's why it is taking a little bit more time than the previous time we ran this. Now it is done. So similar to how we have done previously, we just need to go to Visual Studio Code and we need to import that folder here. So now you don't see any .r scripts, R-based scripts here. You need to go to SRC folder. Here you can see visuals.ts. This is TypeScript based code. So here you will see two inside this export class visual implants iVisual. We are going to have two functions, constructor and update. So these two, inside this constructor and update, we need to write our code in such a way that whatever the shape we want, we need to write that thing. The main part of TypeScript is where we'll be having something called d3.js package. So inside this node underscore modules, you'll have lots of packages, inbuilt packages for different shapes. So the main package here is D3. D3 is nothing but data-driven document. This is a web-based package for creating shapes. So this will assist us in creating different kinds of shapes. So what we need to do is, like, we need inside the constructor, you need to construct all the shapes we wanted. Then we need to call them inside this update function, so that every time when data changes, the visual will get changed. So I'll just show you how to create base visuals. You need to go to Power BI desktop. So I've just imported this data called region and sales. So we need to publish this to our Power BI service. We cannot use like external RStudio kind of things to visualize TypeScript based visuals. We can visualize only through Power BI server. So we just need to publish this into Power BI server. So you can see whatever I updated, it came here. We need to go into edit mode. In edit mode, we need to go to our Power BI profile, go to settings. Inside settings, in general, you can see something called developer. So we need to go to this enable developer mode and set apply. Then only we'll be able to visualize. So if you see under visualizations, this particular visual called developer visual. So we just need to click this. Then we need to use our data here. But the main thing is, I've already told you that we are trying to create a web page here. So for that, we need to create an virtual web server to activate this visual. So that can be that can be done using our command prompt. So we need to go to our command prompt. We need to enter into whatever the folder we have created just now, right? So what we need to do is we need to run this command Power BI is start. So if you run this, it will create a virtual server that will be running in your local system that connects your Power BI server to your system. So it says starting server, start preparing plugin template. So it just ran. Now, if you see that compiled successfully, but still this cursor is moving, saying that the server is active. So we need to go to our Power BI server. Here we need to refresh this. This will start activating. So what I did is, like, for the time concerns, I have taken a already created visual, and I'm going to paste that in Visual Studio. When I save this, you can see new compilation started in the server. So it is running. So it said compiled successfully. So this is the output. I just want to show you that here I just in our Visual Studio Code, I just hard coded these units for the bar chart. For China 100, for France 31, for India 82, for Germany 43. When I use this thing, this chart got generated. This is just an example to show that there is a way to create more granular level charts which are not available in built-in visuals. So you can create your own like circle or hexagon, everything. So this is the Microsoft documentation where you can find each step how to create your own visual. So here they're trying to create this circular chart here. So you can go through this particular things. I have added these things as part of references. So if you have any doubts, right, you just need to go to these tutorials of Microsoft Power BI docs of creating custom visuals. There every step is mentioned. You can try it for yourself. The first thing is you need to install Node.js into your system. Then you just need to follow the steps. So that's it. That's the end of demo 2 as well. But the my main focus was of demo 1, where we have seen how to create R-based curves using Node.js. And for visuals creating TypeScript, I have given you references where you can follow the steps. And also I've used this Udemy course for learning this TypeScript based images. You can go through them as well. So that's the end of the demo of 1 and 2. So if you have any questions, you can ask now. Yes. Hello. Anyone is having any questions? How to create? If anyone wanted to create, want me to create a visual on the fly, I can create it and show it to you guys. Hello, can you guys hear me? Hello. Are you able to hear me?
Oh, yes, we can.
If anyone is having any doubts, or anyone want me to create any visual using ggplot, I can show you that. If there are no questions, we can wind up the session. Thanks guys for attending the session. If you want to create your own visuals, you can find the custom. You just need to search for custom visuals in Microsoft Power BI. You have they have created step-by-step procedure for creating the custom visuals. You can follow that if you needed that. So the main thing is if any of your clients are trying to visualize any models, so in that place, this is very important, very useful, because other things like scatter plots can be created using built-in visuals itself. But anyway, if they wanted to see linear regression, how any sales forecasting or time series, they can use this, and they can use that tool to dynamically see different patterns for because for different dimensions, every time they cannot build R based script using R Studio and do that. So people who don't know R also can use these tools from client side. That is the main goal. If they want to visualize any models, they can do it. Thanks everyone for participating in this session. I hope everyone learned something through this.
Thank you, Kev.
Thank you, Kev. Thank you.
Thank you, Kedar.
Thanks, Ashwin.
Thank you, Kedar.